in Africa now, at this particular age, we are moving towards adopting technology in everything. So every aspect of our lives, whether it's social, it's your profession, there's a digital aspect of it. Using the internet and open data allowed us to make citizens aware of what should and should not happen during the election process. And as a result, we had so much data coming in where, citizens would tell us, we saw this number of T-shirts were at the rally, these were the public vehicles that we saw, and this is the number of flyers that were given out. And what that did is it also allowed us to determine how much is spent. So campaign financing is something that usually citizens are not interested in during an election. But for us, it then allowed us to make citizens see that, look, elections take in a lot of money, and so you have to be asking the right questions as a citizen, and this includes asking, where do our politicians get the funding? And that will have an impact on us as citizens, because the money that is supposed to go to hospitals then goes to paying back the money that was put in it. So in terms of the election in Zambia, this particular one was so different because people were so involved, and even on the actual day, it was real-time information. If violence breaks out, people were able to say people are fighting over here, and so quickly we alert the police and they alert the officers in that particular area, and you have corrective action being taken immediately, so that when you come out and say the election was free and fair, there's evidence and data to back it up and not just a narrative report. The minute you involve citizens in a process like that, it allows for transparency and it gives credibility to the election because people are able to interpret situations for themselves. So in that regard, it then becomes important to look at the struggles that we've had as societies, and specific to gender, and the things that we have seen being the constant narrative that we experience in our societies, and bring them online, because you cannot undermine the use of ICTs but now you have an era where ICTs, WhatsApp and social media and other tools can be used to let women know what their rights are, and it places real-time opportunities for them to deal with situations that would initially take a bit of time if they had to go to the police and be able to report those issues. So I think it's much more important because the internet space also provides a place where we can all become a global village. And so gender inequalities are not unique to Zambia. So you'd find the struggles that we have in Zambia are almost similar to the struggles that you will find here and you will find in Malawi. And women will experience the same things. And ICT tools will enable you to learn from the experiences of other people and how they've dealt with that, and how you can apply that in the context of the inequalities that exist in your own country. My experience here at the Forum on Internet Freedom, I must say, has been very, very enriching, not only because I've met so many diverse and brilliant people who are doing such amazing things in their communities, but because it's also enriched my knowledge in terms of to what extent we can use the internet to drive a positive development agenda, and how our experiences and our interactions are almost similar in all our countries. And so I think this initiative is something that CIPESA should continue doing, because we're at a time where Africa is rising, as it always says, Africa rising, and Africa cannot rise if you don't bring Africans together to discuss an agenda that will further their causes and bring in the context of their country. So it's been an absolute pleasure to be here, and hopefully will not end here. The conversation does not end here. The values that we have learned in terms of cybersecurity, internet freedom and online violence and all of that, these are values for me that I take back home, and hopefully that the next time CIPESA hosts a forum like this, there'll be a lot more people that are aware of the opportunities that the internet presents with them, and even how to deal with the challenges that come with internet freedom.